You're on mute.
Yeah. Namaste, everyone. Hope you can hear me well.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, if you can hear me, see me well, just message me here. Hi, and from which city you are joining in, guys. Yeah. Hi, Sudhi from Pune. Nice. Great. Hi, Rohit from Sholapur. Welcome. So welcome everyone in today's Health Talks with Expert. And we have a very special topic and a very, very special celebrity panelist today in our session. So let me just quickly take you and introduce you with today's session and the panelist. Let me share my screen with you all. Here we go. So I welcome you all in today's Health Talks with Experts. Let me just talk a bit about Health Talks. So we started Health Talks in June 2020. It's an initiative by Yuktiness. It's a platform where we bring experts from health and wellness industry so that they can share their expertise, their knowledge, their wisdom with people and help people to overcome their health challenges. So this is, I'm really proud to say it's the 19th Health Talks. Since the beginning, every month we are conducting this Health Talks. And yeah. And a quick introduction about me. I'm Yukti Rajkishore. I'm a founder of Yuktiness, creating wellness in abundance. I'm a certified flow coach, Nirvana Fitness ambassador, and an instructor. And I also have certification in various areas like facial, kids, yin, corporate, pregnancy, yoga, dental, yogic, therapeutic diet. And yes, so I have been into corporate industry for quite a long time, guys. And I realized the need to holistic fitness to overcome stress, anxiety, and a lot of health related issues, our lifestyle related issues. And I gradually, turned towards the yogic life. And more than that, I should say I'm more into breathing and exploring the breathing fitness. In fact, breathing is the major paradigm shift in the health and wellness industry. And one of the method is Nirvana Fitness, and I have practiced it, the breathing techniques and everything, that it has actually transformed me. And the changes within me, finally, I quit my corporate job and I started helping people to live a life of their choice. I believe strongly fitness is a journey, not a destination. Do you believe so? If you believe so, just message me here. Yes. If you believe that fitness is a journey, not a destination. And yes, my mission is to help 1 lakh people to connect to the power of their breath, overcome stress and anxiety, attain holistic fitness with mental peace, and spread this breath awareness to their families and societies. And I welcome you all to the Yuktiness, the word of breathe wellness in abundance. Now, without a delay, let me just introduce my panelist of the day. Today's Health Talk is very, very special because it is the last Health Talk of our 2021. Besides that, we are now all of us in a phase where we are ending 2021 and we are aspire for 2022, how we can take charge of our health and fitness holistically. And who else but Sudhi Haribhat is a right person that I have brought for all of you in today's Health Talks. He is a leadership coach and an awesome runner who has trained more than 4,000 plus non-runners to become lifelong runners. So Sudhi, I welcome you. He's a very good friend of mine, I must say, and it's an honor to have her in today's Health Talks with Experts. Sudhi has been a marathon runner. He has participated in various marathon runs, and he also do a lot of social work that includes teaching sports to underprivileged students since 2008. So I welcome you, Sudhi. Yeah, heartiest welcome to you, and I would like to bring you on screen. I'll just. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So welcome Sudhi, आपका बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन in today's Health Talks. So yes, so the stage is all yours. Please go ahead and just help us to understand this whole running thing, so that anyone in this world, like as this title goes, anybody can run, because most of the time we think, can we run? We have age issues, knee issues, lot of things. In fact, I have got a lot of questions also. And people here, every one of you, please keep your questions ready to shoot to Sudhi, and he's gonna take up all the questions for sure. And yes, a bit of question maybe I'll take also. So yeah, welcome Sudhi. I just take a leave and here you go. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Yukti. Very kind
Sudhi,
words.
can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Yukti. Very kind words. Very generous of me to have gotten to have called me in here. And thank you everyone else for joining.
Sudhi, I can't hear you.
Yukti, everyone else seems to. Can folks, can you just type in the chat box if you can hear me? Just type "can hear" in the chat box if you can hear me. All of you, please do that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me just type a message for Yukti. Let's just wait a moment.
Yeah, got it.
Can you hear me, Yukti?
I can hear
you. Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Sorry.
Once again, thank you so much for having me over, and really very grateful to all of you who are here. See, it's a Saturday evening. You could have been doing so many other things, and yet you're here for this session. I'm really grateful to you for that. And trust me, this is going to be an amazing session, because I'm going to be talking about basics. Very, very important basics about running. And as the title suggests, anybody can run. That is what I'm going to be covering. I'm going to be telling you different people, a few examples of people who you can't even imagine were able to run. And I'm then going to break it down as to how you can also become a runner. There are some fundamental challenges rather, mindset issues that people have, that I'm going to be addressing. And besides that, there are some questions that you will have. Okay, I preempt a lot of questions. I'm going to be answering those as well. Of course, whatever questions you still have, we can address them once I'm done. Okay, so let me just begin by sharing a story. So there is this person in Pune. Her name is Aparna Prabhudesai. In the year 2013, she was diagnosed with some health issue, and because of which she was put on a wheelchair, and the doctor told her that she's going to be remaining on the wheelchair for the rest of her life, so she better get used to it. Aparna, for those of you, some of you may know her from the running community at least. She is hardly the kind of person who would accept such a thing as a reality. So Aparna decided to go against her doctor's advice and she started walking. The doctor was amazed. So nice, the good doctor encouraged her to go further. Then Aparna started walking outside the house. She started running a little bit and a little more and some more. I remember meeting Aparna for the first time in 2014 when she ran 3 kilometers. Okay, 3 kilometers was all that she did. Slowly, Aparna got better and better, and then she became really good at running. She improved her fitness. She did a lot of other things, meaning she became very active. She had a goal. In the year 2017, she accomplished her goal. And what was that? To climb Mount Everest. So 2013, she had been assigned a wheelchair, and in 2017, Aparna climbed Mount Everest. You can go and read about her on the internet. You will find it very easily. And a year later, no, in fact, 2019, 2 years later, Aparna ran what is called as the Comrades Marathon, which is the most difficult running race in the world. This is over an 89-kilometer distance up and hill the Drakensberg Mountains in South Africa. So 89 kilometers has to be completed within 12 hours. Even if you are late by a second, you're disqualified. So Aparna failed to do it once, and then in 2018 and in 2019, that is the following year, she went ahead and completed the Comrades Marathon. So she's the only person I know who has done the Comrades Marathon as well as climbed Mount Everest. And of course, she's the only person in the world, I'm assuming, who was assigned a wheelchair and was still able to do that. So this is the power of running. So if Aparna can do it, any one of us can. And if that doesn't convince you, I talk about Daljit. Daljit is another person from our running community. Today, I think he is 72 or 73 years old. He started 10 years ago at the age of 62. When he turns, so Daljit started running at the age of 62, and at the age of 70, he completed his first full marathon. Full marathon, for those of you who don't know, is 42 kilometers. So 42 kilometers is what Daljit did. So age is not a problem at all. And the other extreme. So this is me, and that's my daughter. So she's been running since she was about 6 years old. So she was running 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers then. So she's been an active runner. This is our family picture of runners. And then there is me and my wife. So anyone can run. So Mike's daughter started running at the age of 6. Daljit started running at the age of 62. Aparna started running after she was, packed off for a wheelchair. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that no matter what your age, no matter what your issues, you can definitely start running. You may not go around winning gold medals in Olympics, but you can definitely start running. The only reason or the only time when you should reconsider is when your doctor advises against it. If you have certain specific issues because of which your doctor says that running is not appropriate for you, then I won't advise you to go against the doctor. You may take a second opinion, but if that is the case, then that's exceptional. Otherwise, anybody can run. Okay, as simple as that. Let me now move to the benefits. So what are the benefits of running? First of all, running is a very good physical activity. It is very easy to do. What do you need to do? You just have to wear a top or a t-shirt, shorts, skirt, whatever, pair of shoes, socks, and that's it. You're off. And many times you don't even need shoes, right? So it is very simple. You can run anywhere in the world. You can run at any time of the day. You can run in any season. It is a fantastic cardio activity, much better than, let's say, walking. It is also a very nice social activity because you can go for a run with a friend or a group of friends. You can chat. You can have, you can just have fun. And the best part is that when you go run, when you are with someone, then you form very strong bonds, because see, there are no other distractions. You can't start looking at your phone while you're running. So that is why running is very beneficial, not just for your physical health, but also for your social, from a social point of view as well. Okay. Now, the first question that many people have is that I've never run, and where do I start? I don't know. I mean, I didn't even run properly in my school. Okay, so let me answer this. But before I do that, let me give you a little bit of background. So Yukti touched upon it. I have been a running trainer for runners for nearly 13 years now, and I have trained over 4,000 runners, okay, non-runners actually, to become runners. So when it comes to making beginners run, that is where my area of expertise is. So I'm going to tell you that if you make up your mind, you can definitely do it. And I'm going to be simplifying it for you. Now, for those of you who have never ever run, here's how you start. First of all, you decide a time, go out. Mornings are preferred, but that's not mandatory. You go out, and then when you start running, look at the lampposts on the street. So we all of us pretty much, I'm assuming, we are living in the cities. So you see the lampposts. What you do is you run from one lamppost to another, walk one, run one, walk one. So from one lamppost to another, you run, from that lamppost to the next, you walk. So you follow what is called as a 1-1 pattern. And you do go some distance, come back. That is it. So if you start by following a run-walk pattern, then it is much easier for you to go. And the ratio, that is, you run one pole, walk one pole, run one pole, walk one pole, that is how you start off. Once you get comfortable doing that, then you can run 2 poles, walk one pole, run 2 poles, walk one pole. So that would be a 2-1 pattern. Then you get better at it. Then you do a 3-1, a 5-1, a 10-1. So like that, you can increase the duration of run and reduce the duration of proportion of walk. You can do the other way around as well. So if 1-1 seems very difficult for you, then you run for 1 pole, walk for 2 poles, run 1 pole, walk 2 poles. So instead of a 1-1, you'll do a 1-2 or a 1-3 or a 1-5 or a 1-10, whatever you are comfortable with. And while you're running, you might change it. So you started off with a 1-1, but you feel a little tired. Then you go to 1-2 or 1-3. Then you feel better. You go to a 3-1. You can do whatever. You can change this proportion depending on how you feel. My life, my rules. No one is going to impose on you what ratio you should be maintaining. The most important thing is that you should be comfortable doing it. You should not feel tired when you do that. You should take it very easy. Okay, so that is the first thing. The next thing that I would like to talk about is body form. See, we have been running since our childhood, pretty much, at least during our childhood. And mankind has been running since the time we pretty much since we landed on Earth, right? However, there is something which is very important, which people ignore, which is about the body form. So when you run, your body form should be very good, meaning all the parts of your body, they should be properly aligned. There are 3 reasons why your body form should be good. The first reason is that then your running will be efficient, meaning the amount of effort that you put in versus the progress that you make, the speed and distance that you covered, that would be, that would be proportionate. The second reason why your body form should be correct is that you will be able to avoid injuries. You will remain injury-free if you run in the proper way. Okay. And the third reason, the most important reason why your body form should be good is you should look very nice when you run. You should look elegant, right? When you run, if you look like a bullock cart, that's no fun, right? People, when they see you, they should be thinking, "Arey wah, ye to Mercedes ki tarah daudta hai ya daudti hai." They shouldn't feel, "Arey ye to बैलगाड़ी की तरह दिखता है." That is how it should be. Okay. So 3 important reasons why your body form should be good. Your running should be efficient. Second reason is that you want to avoid injuries. And the third reason is that you should look good when you're running. Now, how do you get your body form to be right? Start with the head. I can't show everything right here. Okay, because we are in the Zoom call, but I'll tell you the fundamentals. First is when you run, keep your head steady. Don't let it bob like this, and chin up. Don't look down or don't look up. Keep the chin ready. The eyes should be in front, and about 8 to 10 feet ahead of you is where you should be looking. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Don't keep it tight. And swing your arms when you are running. At the elbow, form a 90 degrees and swing your arms like this. When you run, you should not, if you imagine a straight line from your body like this, your arms should not cross that line. Your arms should be on the side. And your fist should be closed. Fist should be closed, but not tight, just a little loose. Okay, this is how you should be swinging your arms. How loose? Let me give you an example. If I give you potato chips in your hand while you're running, the chips should neither be crushed nor should it drop. That is how your grip should be. Obviously, you shouldn't be eating it. For that, I won't even give you potato chips. But if your potato chips are soaked through because of your sweat, that's perfectly all right. But you should neither crush it nor should you drop it. So that is how your body should be when you're running. It should be upright. You shouldn't be bending forward. Obviously, you can't lean back, and then you should be running. As far as your foot is concerned, if you imagine this as your foot, these are the toes, this is the heel, and this is the midfoot. When you run, you should try and land on your midfoot. Okay, land on the midfoot, and then the toes and the heel can fall on the ground. Okay, because when that happens, then the force that is exerted on your body is distributed equally in the front as well as the back on all the different parts. Otherwise, there will be an imbalance. So there are a few other aspects as well about body form. You can go and Google about it. It is not feasible for me to demonstrate it to you in this, on this little screen, but suffices to say that body form is something which is extremely important. Okay. Now, the next point that I'm going to be covering is something which is very important and very close to, the community itself over here, which is breathing. So when you run, you should be breathing, obviously, and you should be breathing through the nose as well as the mouth. Okay. And you should be breathing, you should be doing what is called as deep breathing. Now, the thing is that deep breathing means you should, the air should be going all the way up to your lungs. Problem is, we don't know what deep breathing is, meaning we don't know if the air has reached our lungs, right? We don't know where the lungs are for that matter. So there is a very simple technique that you follow by way of which you would have done deep breathing. So when you run, you should exhale and inhale in a certain pattern. So you exhale like this twice and then inhale twice. So for 2 seconds you inhale, 2 seconds you exhale, and then inhale. Exhale 2 seconds, inhale 2 seconds. Exhale 2 seconds, inhale 2 seconds. This is called as a 2-2 pattern. So if you maintain this pattern while you are running, then you will be able to do so very comfortably. Okay. So this is again something which I want you to make a note of. You will not go out of breath when you do this. Your throat.
If you could repeat this.
Yeah. Sushma, you want me to repeat about the breathing?
Yes.
Okay. So let me do that. When you run, you should be breathing through your nose as well as the mouth. You should be doing what is called as deep breathing. Deep breathing is when the air reaches all the way to your lungs. However, we don't know where our lungs are, right? That is an internal organ of the body. So it is difficult for us to know whether we have done deep breathing or not. So therefore, I'm going to be explaining to you a simple technique by way of which deep breathing anyways happens. And that is called as the 2-2 rhythmic breathing pattern. So what is the rhythmic breathing pattern? You inhale and exhale in a certain way. Now, the way it works is that you inhale. So you inhale for 2 seconds and you exhale for 2 seconds. Exhaling, you will regulate it like this. Or inhaling, it happens on its own. You don't have to do anything. So 2 seconds you exhale, 2 seconds inhaling happens on its own. So that's all. That is all you need to do. Okay. And if you can do this consistently throughout your run, you're sorted. Okay, so that is about breathing. Now, there are a few questions that I get asked. One is, will I lose weight if I run? So here's my answer to it. You will not lose weight just because you're running. See, there are many factors as far as losing weight is concerned. And the primary factor is your nutrition. What are the things that you eat? So just because you have started running doesn't mean you get the license to eat whatever you want to. You will have to be careful about that. So your nutrition plays a big part in whether you lose your weight or not. Then again, there is your health. So if you have certain health conditions, then maybe where you may or may not lose weight. Then obviously your genetics as well, that also plays a part. However, as far as your physical activity is concerned, as far as your discipline is concerned, running will help immensely. So this is how it works. When you start running, you will realize that if you are someone who is heavy, you will realize that because of my weight, I'm not able to run as well as I would like to. So then you become conscious, you want to improve your running performance. So you want to improve your weight as well, that is reduce your weight. And you will then focus on your nutrition. You will then make sure that you do all your blood tests, this test, that test, everything. You become conscious. And then you start interacting with people who are also in the same field or same area of interest. So this has a cascading effect, because of which you will be the best that you can possibly be. So can running reduce weight? Directly, maybe not, but indirectly, definitely yes, because there are a lot of other factors that come into play. Okay. Then the next question that I get asked a lot is about nutrition. So what should I eat? What should I not eat? So simple thing is that just because you run, like I said, you don't get the license to eat anything and everything that you want to. Maintain a normal nutrition to begin with. Once you start running longer distances, then you will have to have more of cardio in your, more of carbohydrates in your diet, okay, because it is a cardio exercise. But otherwise, as far as nutrition is concerned, to begin with, we know the basics. Eat a lot of fruits, eat a lot of vegetables, eat at appropriate times of the day, don't eat sweets, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke, all the basics as far as nutrition is concerned. That is all we need to stick to. Be good boys and girls to begin with, and you will be sorted. Okay, so that is very simple about nutrition. Then the next thing is about shoes. What kind of shoes should you wear? How should you choose your shoes, and all those things. So let me give you something fundamental. If you have just about started, then pick up the pair of shoes that you have at home, sports shoes, and go with it. Don't bother too much. If it is completely worn out, then that is not good. But if it is not being used for a while, just go with those sports shoes, the sneakers, whatever you have. Use it for some time, and then you can buy a new pair of shoes for yourself. In the beginning, I would suggest you buy generic shoes. Go to any sports shop and buy whatever shoes you feel look good on you and you feel comfortable. And whenever you go to the shop, remember not just to focus on the looks, but also on the feel. So wear those shoes, jump around and run around if you can, and see how it feels. Okay. And then you decide. One important thing is don't spend too much money in the beginning, because you don't know how long you'll be running. Maybe you will want to do something else, right? So don't overspend, just spend as much as is needed. And afterwards, once you're a consistent runner, then there is a simple thumb rule that you follow, which is that after every 500 kilometers or so of running, cumulative, you get rid of the shoes. Even if there is no wear and tear in the shoes, you should get rid of it. The reason being that even if it is not obvious, still because of the repetitive movement, the shoes would have gotten damaged. Okay, the pressure points of the shoes would have lost balance. So therefore, whether it looks all right to you or not, after approximately 500 kilometers, how much ever you may have spent on those shoes, get rid of them. Okay, and when you start running more than say 10 kilometers, and when you have been running for at least 3 months, then maybe you can go to a sports shop and ask for running specific shoes. But until then, use generic shoes. After 3 months, the reason I say you can go is by then you have realized that you like running and you want to do it. And besides, running shoes do cost a lot more. Okay, so that is how you can go about it. So begin very simple and then slowly you can increase your budget. The next question that I get asked often is about drinking water. Should we drink water while running? Should we not drink water? So here's the answer. Um, Drinking water during running, especially for beginners, is not very important. The reason I say that is that we don't lose a lot of water through sweat in the beginning because you would be running short distances, you won't be running so fast. Once you start running 15, 20, 30, 40 kilometers, then obviously there is a lot of water loss and you need to compensate for it by drinking a lot of water. Otherwise, what you need water for as a beginner is just to dry your throat, because when you start breathing through the mouth, you will feel dryness in the throat. So you need some water. However, listen to this carefully. Okay. Your hydration or water drinking is very, very important, not during the time of running, but during the rest of the day. And this is how you do it. You should be drinking a lot of water. There is you all know the thumb rule, right? 8 glasses and all that. So you should start drinking your water from morning up to about 3 p.m. or even 4 p.m. during the day. Keep drinking a lot of water. After that, as the sun sets down, you also reduce your water intake. The reason is when you drink a lot of water, obviously the number of visits to the toilet also increase. And by 3-4 p.m., if you stop, then for a few more, it will take a few more hours, maybe 3-4 hours. By 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., your bladder will be cleared. If you keep drinking water until late night, then you will be up all night visiting the toilet. That is what you want to avoid, right? Because it will disrupt your sleep. So from around 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., whenever you wake up until about 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., have a lot of water. And then gradually you shut down as far as the water intake is concerned. If you do this, you will remain well hydrated even for your next day. Okay, for the next day's running, you will be very well prepared. There are obviously many other benefits of drinking water. Okay, and you can go and read about it. But remember that it is not just about drinking water during the run. It is all about how much water and how you drink water during the rest of the day. Okay. Then the next thing is about knees. This is the most popular question. So people always ask me that if I start running, will my knees be damaged? Will there be problems? So here's the answer. Running is a physical activity. Just like any physical activity, if you overdo it, there can be problems. The good thing is that running is not a sudden movement activity, meaning if you play tennis, you can, or if you play football, or if you play even squash, any sport, or hockey, any sport, there are very sudden movements. And in a fraction of a second, you can get seriously injured. That can happen. Whereas in running, it is the same motion, and you are not going to suddenly fall down unless you step into a ditch or something. But otherwise, there is no sudden movement, so to speak. So in running, injuries don't happen within a split second. The body will give you signs. If you are overdoing your workout, if you're not ready for it and you're overdoing your workout, the body will slowly show some pains. That is when you should wake up and focus on it. Speak to someone like me, whoever you may have around you, about this is a little pain that I have, what should I do about it? And you will get the right advice. Sometimes it could be as simple as doing a few stretches. Other times, if your shoes are very old and just a few questions and we'll know whether your shoes are very old, that can also be the reason. There could be some other reasons as well, but whenever you start feeling any kind of pain, pay attention to it. If you disregard it and still continue running, then obviously there will be problems. So that cannot really be blamed on running. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that any kind of pain, any kind of challenges that you may have is possible, but also avoidable. If you pay the right kind of attention to it, you'll not have problems at all. Then there are some other aspects to it, meaning before you run, you should do a proper warm up. And you can go to Google and YouTube, and you will find a lot of videos on how to do a warm up before a run. And similarly, at the end of the run, you should be doing stretching. And another thing is that you shouldn't be a one trick pony who only runs. So there's something called as strength training. There are so many other exercises that we are supposed to do. Okay, so you can mix it up a lot of things, and that is how you will be able to remain injury free. Okay, then next question that I get asked is, what is the pace at which I should be running? What is the speed at which I should be running? So here's the answer. Now, I am a long distance runner. So I'm going to be describing that for long distance, not short distances, 100 meters, 200 meters, where you go really fast. I'm going to be talking about long distance. So as far as we are concerned, and this forum is concerned, we are talking about beginner runners. So you should be running at a comfortable pace. Now, what is a comfortable pace? First thing is that the 2-2 pattern that I mentioned about breathing, inhaling and exhaling, you should be able to maintain it. If you're not able to maintain that 2-2 pattern, then it means you're going very fast. Okay. I'll give you another very simple way by which you can identify what is the right pace for you to run. While running, it should be comfortable, obviously, and you should be able to speak. You should be able to complete sentences like I am doing now. If you are unable to speak like this, if I go, I am not able to speak, then it means I'm going too fast. I need to slow down. Okay. On the other hand, if while running, I'm able to whistle, whatever, what does that mean? I'm going too slow, right? Obviously, when you are running as a beginner and you're able to whistle, that's perfectly all right. On a more serious note, so the way to judge, this is a thumb rule, whether your speed is too high or too low or appropriate is by looking at how comfortable you are talking. If you can speak, that's cool. If you're struggling to complete sentences, it means you need to slow down. And if you can whistle, that means you're going too slow. And in the beginning, it is perfectly all right to be going really slow. Okay. The other thing is, running. Many people ask me is, how can you be so passionate about running? It is such a boring thing. Left, right for hours together. How can it be fun? Well, all I'll say to you is that try to go. You'll see how much fun it is. Okay, it is great. And besides that, it is a fantastic social opportunity. You can interact with people. You can connect with a lot of you can make a lot of new friends. You can connect with people from different professions. See, it is just amazing. And I'll tell you, some of the best conversations I've had, some of the deepest relationships that I've formed is through my running activity. Because at that time, like I mentioned a short while ago, it is undivided attention. There is no one else. There are no distractions, no phone, no nothing. You're going to be talking and you can have uninhibited super conversations. Okay. So what you should be doing is, especially when you're beginning, if you are lucky and there is a group in your vicinity, wherever you live, join that group, join that running group. It is always fun. And I'll tell you, I've formed what is called as Pune Running. I'm the co-founder of an organization called Pune Running. It is the largest running community in India. I have formed a running community in Mumbai as well. Then I was in South Africa for some time. I formed a running community there as well. I've run with communities in the United States, in Delhi, in Chandigarh, Hyderabad, everywhere. What I can tell you for sure is that any running community you go to, whatever your level of fitness, they will always be welcoming you. That is how runners are. So if there is a running community close to your place, just go and join them. Just go and join them, and it will definitely be very, very helpful to you. If unfortunately there is no running community around you, that's okay. Find someone else. Find your spouse, your partner, your child, your parent, whoever you want to, friend, anyone. Find someone to go with you and try and increase the group as you go along. Okay. And if you still can't find anyone, here's a third suggestion. Is start on your own. And if you see someone on the street, just stop them and introduce yourself. almost always runners will entertain you. That's how we runners are. Okay, we yearn for companionship, and we are very much appreciative of whatever the runner's level is. And you must do this, and you will be surprised, very pleasantly surprised, how well this works. Because when you tell even a seasoned runner that you're just getting into it, no one is going to laugh at you. Because as soon as you step out of your house, every runner knows that you are in amongst the 0.001% of the universe who has started running. Okay, who has gotten on the street. When the rest are just probably lying down in bed or having a coffee, reading the newspaper, whatever. So that is why you should always find someone to run with. Community would be ideal, but at least get one person. And until you find someone to run with, keep pursuing. And if you by choice you don't want to run with anyone, that's perfect too. Just have your earphones or earpods, whatever, listen to podcasts, music, whatever your preference is, just go. For me, running is a meditative process. For me, running is meditation. Sometimes it so happens that I go out of my house on a run and I realize only when I reach back home that running is meditation for me. For those of you, but let me just quickly check. How many of you who are here and who have run have experienced this? Just like me in the chat box, that sometimes you're just in the zone when you're running, and that is the ultimate bliss. How many of you have experienced that? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Kirti, I'll take your question. Okay. Right away, because I spoke about it. I mentioned Daljit's example. He started at the age of 62 and he kept running. So there is absolutely no limit to the age of running. You can do it. The only thing is, if your doctor advises against you because you have certain health conditions, then obviously don't do it. The other thing is, if there are any signs then of wear and tear, of pains, then give it attention. Okay. And the other thing that I told about is, remember that pole to pole, you should start slow. Don't start running from day one, because then that's no good, because then that can create problems for you. Okay. And the last point that I want to make here is that when you are a beginner, you should take it easy. Don't make it another rat race. वैसे तो ऑफिस में rat race होता ही है. You don't want this to become another rat race. You'll see what happens is that many times you'll see someone in front of you. अरे इस साला कितना मोटा है, मेरे से आगे. How can that be? And you try to run faster. Okay. और ये तो कितनी बुद्धि है, मेरे से आगे कैसे जा सकते हैं? And you try to overtake. Don't get into that. Just look at yourself. Think that maybe same time yesterday or a week ago, I was doing absolutely nothing, and here I am doing running. Thumbs up to me. So make sure that you enjoy your run. Don't compare. Have your own fun and take it very easy. And in the beginning, at least for a few weeks or even a few months, when you run, at the end of the workout, you should be like, "Bas, itna hi, okay, is that it? I can do this." That's what is required. In the beginning, you need to make it very easy for yourself. The resistance should be very low. See, I train people. I make them do it, and at the end, they have a lot of fun. I just handhold them, and we have a very easy run. At the end of it, like I said, they should feel that you should feel that you could have done a lot more. See, when people run with me, I can push them. If I yell and scream, maybe they'll run a little faster. If I take a stick, they'll run really fast. And if I have a gun, they will run fast and complete the distance within no time, non-stop. Problem is, they won't ever come back again. अपने को एक दिन का सुपरमैन या सुपरवुमन नहीं चाहिए. You want to be running all your life. This is something which you should have fun doing. Running is a lifestyle. Once you get into running, you will realize that it is the ultimate bliss. And that is the best gift that you can give to yourself. That's all I have. Thank you. Now I can take questions.
Yeah, so we are open for questions. You can message here in chat box.
Kirti, Yukti, I've missed some of the chat. So can you just help me?
Yeah, sure. So does running increase height?
Not specifically. Running is like any other fitness activity. So just being fit and active, physically active, helps in in your height or in your physical well-being. So there is nothing specific about that, because as far as your height is concerned, again, it depends on your nutrition, it depends on your genetics, and also it depends upon how physically active you are. So just by running, if you expect to increase height, not happening. But but will it help you remain fit and therefore increase your fitness and your overall well-being? Then definitely yes.
Okay, next question is whether any age limit for running, as it's been heard that bone density reduces by running as
None of that happens. We have people who run from the age of 3 and 4, like my daughter did, and there are people who run all the way up to 90s, some of them even 90s. And then there's this person, Fauja Singh, he ran after he was 100. He ran 42 kilometers at the age of 103 or something. So that's not true. However, like I said, if there are any signs of problems, focus on it. Just take a step back and look at it. This is true for any physical activity. Okay, yeah.
Okay, next question is how much kilometer to run daily?
Yeah, so if you're a beginner, my suggestion is start with 1 kilometer, and that too with the pole to pole that I mentioned. Okay, 1 pole run, 1 pole walk, 1 pole run, 1 pole walk. Do a 1:1 ratio, slowly increase to a 2:1 ratio, and then the 3:1 ratio and a 5:1 ratio, and so on. Then 1 kilometer can become 1.5 kilometer, 2 kilometers, like that. Okay, it will depend on your current fitness level, but I would suggest start with 1 kilometer.
So what is that pole run? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, so the way it works is that when you are just starting off now, because I'm addressing people who are new to running, so your body is not yet ready to start running the whole log. So many people make the mistake of going non-stop at the beginning, and then after a while they are tired, and then they have to drag themselves back to their starting point. So instead, what you do is you go out, and since we are in cities, you always see those street lights, right? The lamp posts. So
Yeah.
you run from one pole to the next. Okay, and from that pole to the next, you walk. And then run again, walk again. So 1 pole run, 1 pole walk, 1 pole run, 1 pole walk. That is a 1:1 pattern. That is how you do it. And that is how you complete the distance. Now, once you feel comfortable with the 1:1 pattern, then move to a 2:1 pattern, where you run 2 poles and walk 1 pole. It's slightly more intense. Then 3:1, 5:1, 10:1, whatever. On the other hand, if 1:1 is also very difficult for you, we don't know your fitness level, right? It varies from person to person. Then you do a 1:2, where you run 1 pole and walk 2 poles. Run 1 pole, walk 2 poles. And you can change it to 1:3, run 1, walk 3, run 1, walk 3, or 1:5, 1:10, whatever works for you. So start slow, start easy, start with run walk, and then gradually build up your step.
Thank you.
So yeah, Sudhi, I want to ask you, can we just also do something like, 30-second walk and 30-second
Yes.
run, like that also?
It's yes, very much Yukti, that is pretty much the same thing.
Same thing only.
Because
Yeah,
because you don't have to look at the watch. I mean, frequently you'll not be able to. That's why lamp post makes it easier. But it's the same thing. You can walk for a certain duration, run for a certain duration, walk, and
like that. And you have to find out your own comfortable pace, and then gradually you should increase.
Yes, yeah.
So
and remember about the pace that I said. You should be able to talk.
Talk while you walk. Right?
Talk while you run.
I also wanted to know that how much time when we are starting, a beginner should start spending, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, anything.
In the beginning, when I say
what would you suggest?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I would say about 20 minutes, because within 20 minutes, you'll be able to, less than 20 minutes, even 10 to 15 minutes is okay. If your fitness level is, you have some basic level of fitness, then maybe 20 minutes is good, because in that you can cover 2 kilometers. If you do, run walk, then maybe 10 minutes and you will be able to cover 1 kilometer. That's also good.
5 minutes.
Sachin is asking, is 30-minute duration enough in the morning?
Sudhi, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I don't know what. Can you just?
So yeah, I am just telling. Yeah, I'm asking a few more questions. So I have one question. When I run, I get tired, feel sleepy by 11 a.m. What would be the reason? Yeah, that's a good question.
So,
thank you, Mulgeshan, for sharing. Yeah.
Hey, Murugesan, nice to see you. So, Murugesan, the first thing is probably you're doing more than what you're capable of. As I said, at the end of a workout, you should be like, oh, I could have done more. Not, I'm done. Okay, that shouldn't be the case. So start doing run walk for a shorter distance and you'll be able to cope with it better. That is the first thing. The second thing is that possibly because of your running schedule, your sleep is disrupted. So if you're supposed to go for a run at 6 a.m., then maybe you wake up at 5:30 a.m. However, if you've gone to bed at 12 in the midnight, you haven't had adequate sleep. So maybe there is that is the reason. These are the two reasons that I can think of. One is you're running more than what you're capable of. And secondly, because of the running schedule, you anyways haven't had enough sleep. Those are the two reasons why you might be feeling tired and sleepy by 11 a.m. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So one more question by G. Santosh Kumar is, my cousin pulse is above 105. Any suggestion for him? Can he run? He is obese.
105 weight, yeah, not a problem. I know many people, just this morning I was talking to a person who is currently at 105 and he targets being, his target is to come down to anywhere between 85 and 90. And in the month of March, he plans to run 42 kilometers. He's been a runner. Wow. Yeah, he's been a runner. He's already done a full marathon before. So that's what his target is. So that is perfectly all right. It is not an issue at all. He can
okay, so the question also says
all the necessary precautions.
Pulse is above 105. Pulse is above 105. That's what
pulse.
Yeah, that my cousin pulse is above 105.
Yeah, so you're talking of the pulse. Now the question is, when does this pulse go above 105?
Yeah.
So is it while running? Because while running, pulse can go higher. That is expected. Course, yeah. But is it even at resting? It's called as resting heart rate. So is the resting heart rate also high? If that is the case, check with the doctor.
Absolutely.
Then it is beyond my scope. Because if the medical, if the doctor says that running is not good for you, then don't.
Okay. So Sangeeta is asking, kneecap is useful while running?
So Sangeeta, here's my answer to you. On your own, don't use kneecaps. If you are a runner, if you have just started running and there is no problem, as a precautionary measure, you don't have to use kneecaps. The thing is that our body is very well designed. It is very well structured and it has the capacity to help us run. There are some natural movements that happen, whether it in our limbs, whether it is our ankles, our toes, our knee, everywhere. If you wear a kneecap, it gets restricted. So don't wear a kneecap by default. However, if you have certain problems and then you go to your ortho or your physio and they say that you need to wear a kneecap, then yes. But on your own, without any problems, don't.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sudhi. Next question by Ketki. How to improve speed of running?
Okay.
How to improve speed of running? Yeah. That's a very common question, I guess. Huh, Sudhi?
Yes. So, Ketki, I'll first give you the thumb rule is the 2-2 breathing pattern and the ability to speak. So just do the 2-2 pattern and go faster. And whenever you are struggling to keep your breath, then you can reduce the speed. Okay, that is when you will know you'll be able to increase your speed. Your speed has increased. However, there is a certain training technique which is called as interval training. And once a week. So, Ketki, I'm assuming here that you already run for a while. Okay. And so you're not a beginner, so to speak, and you want to increase your speed. Now, what I'm about to say doesn't apply to people who are just getting in. Okay. This applies to people who are already doing some running and they want to increase their speed. So once a week, if you're running 4 days a week, pick one day where you do what is called as interval training. Interval training is where you run in bursts. So you run fast for 200 meters and then take a break. Fast for another 200 meters, take a break. Fast for another 200 meters, take a break. So like that, you do 200 by, let's say 12 laps. You do it once a week and I tell you, within a month, your speed will increase. Now, I mentioned 200 by 12. You can also do 400 by 8 or 400 by 10 or 800 by 5. You can do this speed running. So do it once in a week and you will see a huge difference within 4 to 5 weeks of your running. Okay.
So here my quick question related to this is, when you say fast 200-meter running and take a break, you mean that in that break we'll be walking for next 200 meter, or we'll just stand and breathe? What is your take on?
So ideally, you should be doing slow jogging. So you do fast for 200 meters, then do a slow jog for a little while, and then come back and do another fast. Now that slow jog is not going to be easy. In the beginning, you'll just feel like sitting down at some place. Then your fitness will improve, and then you'll start walking during that break. Okay. And after a while, you'll be able to do slow jog. So in the beginning, it will just be sitting down or standing at one place, but ideally you should be jogging, doing slow jogs during those breaks. And as your fitness improves, even the duration of those breaks will start reducing.
Okay. So once we start doing that, then only we will come to know that what to be done.
Your speed will automatically increase. And when you do your normal runs also, you will be running faster, and everybody will wonder why.
Okay. Next question by Sachin is 30-minute duration enough in the morning? Yeah, I think you have already answered this question. Okay, this is a very good question. Thank you, Digambar, for asking. Is running on tar or concrete road is okay for knees? Yeah.
Yes. So Digambar, ideally we should be running on a soft surface. Now, what is a soft surface? It will be some ground in the fields maybe, or it could be a 400-meter track in a stadium, or an athletics track, which is synthetic and which is soft cushioning. So that is the best for our running. However, we live in cities where we don't have these facilities. So therefore, running on tar road or concrete road is something that we have to live with. Concrete is much harder than tar. So if you have a choice between tar and concrete, go on the tar part. Okay. But unfortunately, at times the tar roads are uneven. So you just have to take cognizance of that. Concrete roads are always very smooth. Okay. So should you be running on tar road and concrete road? Ideally, no, you should be running on a 400-meter track, but we don't have that luxury, right? So you can continue to run on tar road, concrete road, whatever it is, but just make sure that you run with the right technique. Slowly increase your pace and your distance and the duration of your run. Whenever something goes wrong, immediately pay attention to it. You will be sorted. Okay. And if something is amiss, don't drag on it. Don't just ignore it, because that could lead to bigger problems. Otherwise, it's just a matter of getting used to. I've been running since 2008, and I have only been running on tar and concrete roads because there's no choice. We all live in concrete jungles, right? So there's no choice. You just get used to it.
So we have another question. Having limb length discrepancy, where she's saying that she's wearing leveled shoes, but since never done actually run in the race, so she's a bit apprehensive. Can I venture into running cause feel demotivated because I get fatigued also easily? So this person is having limb length discrepancy and she wears leveled shoes and she wants to run, but whenever she started running, she got demotivated because she's getting fatigued also easily.
So as far as your limb length is concerned, and medically are you permitted to run or not, that is for your doctor to answer. Okay, I'm assuming you are dealing with some orthopedician. So that doctor will tell you whether you're allowed to run or not, because here in a call, I can't judge whether the limb, the difference between your limbs is significant or is it minor. That is a separate part. Okay. But as far as you feeling exhausted and all is concerned, that is very simple. I've been saying this for a while now, is start very slow, bilkul aaram se, the pole to pole thingy, and do very little. Don't get into a race mode or competitive mode. The mistake that all beginners make is that they start fast. The objective is to finish strong, not to start fast. In the beginning, you will be tempted to go fast, go non-stop for as much as you can, and then you overestimate yourself and then you give up. You need to understand your body. You may be a very strong mentally. You may be mentally very strong. You may even be very good in some other sports. But if you're new to running, start with some very, very easy ways, which is the pole to pole running, the breathing, the things that I explained to you. And then you will not feel tired. Start with just 10 minutes or 20 minutes of it, and you'll be sorted. Okay.
Thank you. Hope it answers. And the next question is Shrikant. He's asking, what is the concept of HRM? How does it help in running?
HRM. What is HRM?
HRM. Yeah. Can you just message here if Shrikant, what do you mean?
Are you talking of heart rate monitoring?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. So it is this is a slightly advanced question. It is you monitor, this is assuming you run continuously, and you then monitor your heart rate and make sure that it is within a certain range. So how you do that is you have you'll have a GPS watch, and your GPS watch is set to a range, say 130 or 135 pulse. And whenever that pulse goes above it, then your phone starts beeping and you run slower. So what you are essentially doing is that you're running at a pace which is comfortable for your heart. And you do that consistently for a few weeks, even a few months, then it is also called as aerobic running. Then you will be able to increase your aerobic capacity, meaning your heart will be able to take on a lot more. So later on, if you do this consistently, later on, even when you increase your speeds, increase your distances, still your heart rate will be at a reasonable level. Okay, so that is a technical one. Maybe for most others over here, then it's too early for them to discuss about it.
Okay. Next question by Manish. He's asking, would you suggest us some
Manish,
best
nice
smartwatch?
Yeah, Garmin is the top brand. Garmin is the one that everyone goes for. And well, I don't use any smartwatch by that matter. I use my smartphone. So I have the habit of carrying a smartphone with me, and I use Runkeeper app on the phone, and it does whatever is needed. I don't monitor my heart rate because many years ago I had a heart rate monitor and a Garmin watch and everything. So now I've been running for so long that I know what my range is. So constant monitoring is not required. I use my smartphone just to know the pace, the distance, and things like that, and to maintain the records. But if you want to go for a smartwatch, and if you can afford it, Garmin is on the higher side, but it is the best.
Okay. Yeah. So people are asking, can you just tell us one more time breathing technique also?
Breathing technique. Okay. So
yeah.
when you run, you breathe through the nose and the mouth, and you breathe in such a way that you do deep breathing. Deep breathing means the air goes all the way up to the lungs. However, because lungs are internal organs, we don't know whether the air has gone all the way there. So we do what is called as rhythmic breathing, 2 by 2 rhythmic breathing. And if you do that, then the breathing happens naturally. How do you do that? 2 seconds you exhale, 2 seconds you inhale, 2 seconds you exhale, 2 seconds you inhale. So 2 seconds I exhale like this, and 2 seconds I do nothing. Inhaling happens naturally. Okay, that's how it is.
Okay. Do you have answered already? Still, how to choose shoes, which is one is best for?
Yeah, so I talked about the shoes.
One
more thing, I talked about the shoes, that in the beginning, just go with whatever shoes you have at home. Then if you are going to buy the first set of shoes, don't buy anything expensive, because you still don't know whether you are really serious about running. Even after a while, you can go for branded shoes after you are serious about running. But I would say don't buy too expensive shoes. See, the reason I say that is because there are all these different brands. They have different kinds of shoes. There is a lot of science behind shoes as well. And which shoe will suit you, you wouldn't know. I'll tell you my own example. I started with the normal shoes, and then when I became serious, I bought shoes from Adidas, Puma, here, there, everywhere. I spent 5 to 10,000, all the things. Okay, and then finally I've settled down on a brand called as Lotto, and I spent about anywhere between 900 and 1200 rupees. So 10,000 rupee shoes didn't suit me so as well as 900 rupees suit me. Maybe I'm lucky in that sense. I've saved a lot of money. The point that I'm trying to make here is that you buy shoes which cost you less in the beginning. and slowly you will be able to identify which shoes will work for you. One more point which I didn't mention earlier, which I forgot, is when you choose your shoes, make sure that you choose the size which is at least half above your normal size. For example, see, I'm short. So for me, my regular shoes, I buy sizes 6. But for my running shoes, I either get 6.5 or 7. So at least get half a size or one size more. Because when you run, your feet will be moving. And you should, and it, because of the heat, there is also a swelling effect slightly. Okay, so your shoes should be able to accommodate that. One more technical thing I'll tell you is that when you buy your shoes, make sure that you wear them in the store and you check the edge. So if these are your toes and this is the edge of the shoe, there should be at least ½ inch to 3/4 inch gap between the shoes. Okay, if your toes are like this, it shouldn't be fitting like perfect. Okay, there should be at least ½ inch or 3/4 inch gap. The reason being that when you run, your feet are going to move like this. Okay, within inside the shoe, at least a little bit. If it is tight, then it will keep hitting the front of the surface of the shoe and your toes will hurt. This is how you choose your shoes. Does that answer adequately?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Such a big nuggets, I would say, about the shoes. So do we have any other questions? I think all the questions have been answered very well. And if you have any, and I'm just going to, can you please post this session recording? Yeah, Sachin, this session is already there, getting live telecast on Yoga with Yuktiness. I'll just share the link here with all of you. So you can go replay and again, check out and do share with the people also here, right? Yeah. And yeah, do join, subscribe to my channel, Yoga with Yuktiness for sure. And I'm also sharing links of Sudhi so that you can connect to him. And yes, here we go. And yeah, I very quickly, thank you so much, Sudhi. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We have got so much input, and I would like to ask one thing personally on my personal front. I'm also a beginner and in between, on and off kind of a running. Yeah, I'm more into yoga and fitness, nirvana. But yeah, I love
still
running.
Are a very good runner.
Yeah, kind of. I'm building up, and my target for year 2022 is to run 42K. So far, I have run 21K. And what is your advice for barefoot runners like me?
Barefoot running?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try. Not a problem. There are some people for whom barefoot running works really well, and then there are others for whom it doesn't. So it is something which you can definitely give a shot. There is no harm in it, but it takes a lot of getting used to. So my suggestion would be start very slow, meaning if you go out for a run, find an area where you have less traffic. The road is clean, because even those little small pebbles on the road can pierce through your foot. So
yeah,
pick a patch which say about ½ a kilometer or 1 kilometer, and just take off your shoes. And you look a little funny having your shoes in your hands, but it is worth the
yeah.
trial.
So that is how I started running barefoot. I used to keep chappals in my hand and used to run for few distance, and then I again used to walk without because I had this fear, but I wanted to really experience this barefoot running. Got little training, I should say, in one of the summit. So, but it was very powerful, I found. So, and since then I got attached to so much. So yes, I could finish 21K barefoot running, but of course that was not completely on the road, but yeah, on the field sort of, you can say. But yeah, 42K if I'm running, I'm little, to be honest, need to really.
And sorry, one more thing about barefoot running is you can try for short distances. The other thing is you can try with shoes where which has very little sole or no sole at all. Like for example, the old canvas shoes that we used to wear during our school days. So it has very minimal, sole or cushioning, and that you can try with that and see how comfortable you feel, and slowly you ease into it.
How many days I should be running?
Barefoot. I don't run barefoot, but what I do know is people who run barefoot and who it has worked for, they vouch for it.
Yeah. It's a bliss. So I like getting into very much in meditative zone, connecting to the nature elements, especially the Mother Earth. And I can say that I have been a person, my personal experience, if I say about running, 5 kilometer, I used to huff and puff like anything. You won't believe, my legs and everything used to pain a lot. From there to now, I can comfortably, if I'm practicing running, I could practice. Like last year, I did first time my 21K. I could, as you have said, that once you run and you still feel that still I can run. So this has happened with me. Like even after doing 21K, I was like, okay, I didn't feel that pain. So that was a miracle. And I think the whole thing credit goes to working with breath, that to which I give credit, one thing. So this has been little, and I also feel that your feet become intelligent. This is my personal experience.
Yes. Very good. Yeah.
This is my personal experience. I have been the person who used to fall a lot for a longer period of my life. I've been a person, and now when I feel that my feet has got some eyes or something, so even if there are some, kaanch ke tukde bhi pade hai something, but then also I have seen that I am safe. There is a thing that I'm not gonna hurt. So far, with the grace of God, I should say, and feet and everything. But yeah, 42 is a big thing, to be honest, so a little scared, to be honest, Sudhi. But let's see.
So I'll scare you a little more. So 42 is not 21/2, it is 21/3. As far as running effort is concerned, it is like running 3 half marathons at a stretch. But with the right amount of training and with your kind of willpower and mindset, I'm sure you can do it.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Praveen. I'm seeing a lot of people are giving a lot of messages here. Thank you, everyone. Manish, Praveen, Ketki, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we'll move quickly to the next segment, that is about breathing. So yes, Sudhi has shared with us breathing on track. And I can share with you about breathing that I have been following that has helped me, like off field also and on field also. So yes, as Sudhi has said, breathing through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. So I do follow that. And it's a rhythmic breathing pattern that I follow. And it has helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot. Besides that, see, one thing we need to understand, the basic thing, how we are breathing. How we are breathing, even when we are not running, also plays a major role. Why? Because when I was huffing and puffing while doing 5K, at that time, my breathing pattern was wrong, guys. And that is the reason I was feeling completely exhausted and drained out. But when I corrected my breathing pattern, and it become a smooth sail, any day you can you yourself will feel that any day you can just go and run 10K if your breathing pattern is correct, because you have built up that kind of a lung capacity that is allowing a good amount of oxygenation of your cells at cellular level, and your blood is having good oxygen, and you are able to throw off the carbon dioxide. Because when you are running, there's a lot of why we need to take breathing through our mouth, because we need to release carbon dioxide through our mouth in an efficient way from our system, right? So first and foremost thing is we need to understand that are we a belly breather more or a chest breather? So this is very, very important that you all please understand. Now we will quickly do one small exercise here so that you can understand your breathing pattern. So are you all ready? If you're ready, I should share quickly. Just message me here, ready, so that I can just guide you a bit. Yeah. So see, guys, all you can do is you can keep your right palm here over your belly, another hand over your chest region here. Okay. And just sit and see that, and just sit and find out that how you're breathing. If you're just observe, and I'll ask you questions after this, and you can answer me. Now we are in rest position though, so still let's see that how you are breathing. Just focus that which hand is moving more when you are breathing. And I would like you to do this simple test at different times also, so that you understand this, how you are breathing. Okay, so I hope you have found a bit. So my first question is, when you are breathing in, which hand is moving? You feel which hand is moving and in which direction it is moving. And when you are breathing out, which hand is moving? Can you quickly share here with me? When you are breathing in, your belly hand is moving or your chest hand is moving? Both time belly. Okay. Okay, that's good. So when you are breathing in, your belly hand is going out. Yeah, your belly is expanding. And when you are breathing out, your belly is going in and you are breathing out through your nose only in our rest position. What are the wrong breathing pattern? If you are someone who are using your chest more, that means you are doing like this. So people have this tendency. In fact, 90% of the people are breathing wrong. When you are breathing like this, that means you're breathing in, you're using your chest is going up, your belly is going in. And when you're breathing out, you feel that your chest is going down and your belly is then expanding. In fact, few years back, I was the person who was breathing in that same fashion. Like I was a wrong breather, I would say. So, and then I gradually corrected it. So make sure you're breathing deeply through your belly. And once you start breathing deeply through your belly, it will reflect in your practices, in your running practices also, and you will feel that you are able to push the air down deeper into your belly. So I'll just quickly share screen to make you more understand instead of just talking, so that with the image, so that you get better understanding. So what is belly breathing and diaphragmatic breathing? If you see here, when you are inhaling, right, the air going and it is expanding your chest, your rib cage and belly is moving out, because here is your diaphragm that goes down and your belly goes out. When you are exhaling, your belly goes in, diaphragm goes back, your chest again goes back to their contraction, and you are exhaling to your nose only, suppose. I'm just talking about the rest. You can breathe out through your mouth also in this case. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. You can do belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. In fact, diaphragm is your primary breathing muscles. However, we have lost this art of using diaphragm in our day-to-day life, actually, for breathing purpose, because we have started taking shortcuts when it comes to breathing. That means shortcuts means we are only using our chest to breathe, that is the upper lung. We are not using our lower lungs to breathe at all. Now, belly breathing, also known as diaphragmatic breathing. So what all ways it can help you. So it will allow you to maximize your oxygen intake while you run. So when I'm saying this, it will only be happening when you are practicing belly breathing in your regular life also, not while you are running. While you are running, it would be not, for the beginners especially, won't be feasible. But yes, once you start doing belly breathing when you are not running, it will reflect in your running. And also it works by engaging your diaphragm to create more space in your chest cavity, allowing your lungs to expand fully to take in more oxygen. So this is one of the major benefit of diaphragmatic or belly breathing. Also, it increases the flow of oxygen-rich blood to your muscles, and it also helps, to keep you off the fatigue. So we got one question about fatigue, I remember. So people who are feeling fatigue, they need to really check your breathing pattern and start taking care of by breathing through the belly. And of course, it has a calming effect and improves focus, mental fortitude, and all. Yeah. So the basic is keep your basics right, foundation of breathing right, and it is certainly going to help you a lot in your running practice. So hope this helps you guys. You can just message me here. And yes, I'm going to take one session tomorrow. I would like you to invite you all tomorrow 9 a.m. It's a 1 hour session, quick session that I'll be taking. You all can join. I'll just share the link here. You are most welcome to join. And you can also connect to me to my channels, and this link is already there on various platforms of mine through which you can connect to me. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sudhi. Let me just bring you here. Yeah. Thanks, Praveen. Great to connect to you, each and every one of you. So yeah, a very quick learnings. And in fact, I would like every one of you to share your learnings. And how we can share, you can just go to this YouTube link and share your learning. It's a way that you actually, it is like what you learn, you have put it there. So anytime you don't need to even check your notes. You just go there and you can see what have been your learnings, as well as you can see the other people learnings also. So I would encourage you to go to that YouTube link and just share what have been your learnings from this session. It would be really, really, good for us to know. And if you have any further questions, of course, you can message that also, and we would like to take that also. So thank you, Sudhi. Thank you so much. I would like to give my, vote of thanks to you. And before my learning, okay, I always keep a diary and I always take notes of all my health talks. And so few things, yeah, of course, I learned the first thing is breathing pattern. That is a 2-2 breathing pattern. I'll certainly check that out. Rhythmic breathing pattern, yes, of course. And drinking, this is very, like some of the very things that you have told, even lot of things I didn't know, to be honest. Lot of things I didn't know. So drinking water, as you have mentioned, is not very important because we are running for the shorter duration of time. And we should be drinking till 3 or 4 p.m. only. And after that, we should reduce the water intake. What is the form? You need to check your form and the various forms that Sudhi has shared. Then pace. Are you able to talk while you are running? And to start with, you should start with pole to pole running. And interval training is very interesting. I liked it very much. I did it for very less time, but thank you so much for reminding me. I think I should get back to interval training. That is starting with fast, 200 meter, you run fast and then take a break and then again fast 200. So 200 into 12 laps or something you can start with, then 400 into 10 and then 800 into 5 you can do. And the biggest thing is object is not to start fast, but to finish strong. Such a strong message. We always are in hurry कि हाँ अभी शुरू करते हैं, अभी एकदम rocket जैसे run कर लेते हैं और बाद में it all starts feeling. So I like this thing very much, that we are here to run, to enjoy the run. We are not a competition. We are not in a competition with anyone as we are starting, and there's a long way to go. What we need to focus is in building that bond with our running and knowing better ourselves through our running, I would say. So this has been golden nuggets. And yes, one thing to add, yeah, before running and after running, I think they should also do a little warm up before running and cooling down few exercises. You should certainly perform to avoid any injuries. Any other take of yours, Sudhi, about avoiding injuries? That is very important. Yeah, I would like to.
So, Yukti, I think you've got it covered. So start slow, take it easy, don't rush, don't get into a rat race, and follow all the things that I mentioned. And if you are not able to remember, that is understandable. Go back to the video and look at it again and again.
Yes, very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Sudhi. Thank you so much, everyone present here in the Zoom call and watching on various platforms. So this is actually live telecasted on my Facebook page, Nirvana Fitness with Yukti, YouTube channel, Yoga with Yuktiness, my LinkedIn profile also, Yukti Rajkishore. So guys, connect to me, stay connected. I keep bringing to you the health talks every month. Share with me what else I can bring to you, and I will certainly get it for you. My commitment to you. So stay blessed, breathe wellness and abundance, guys. Take a deep breath in and stretch your arm, everyone, as we finish this. And breathe out. And just say, I'm grateful to my breath. I'm grateful to my healthy body, mind, and soul. I'm grateful to this whole universe. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Yeah. Signing off, Raj Kishore with Sudhi Haribhat.